Good afternoon, History 132, coming at you not live for a video on the Blackboard tour of the course. This is just to go over where everything is in the class so that you know where to find stuff, where everything is, where you're going to submit things, how the links work, all that good stuff. So here we are. This is the student preview mode, so this is what you see. I will change it to show you what you'll see once you mark the things reviewed that were specified in the welcome announcement. But before that, let's take a look at things through your eyes. So this is the announcements page. This is where you'll land when you come into the class. As you can see, we have our very first announcement here that you received on the morning of the first day of class, which hopefully this is the first day of class when you are watching this video, because we have class on the first day. So let's see, there are 3 things that you'll need to mark reviewed. So hopefully you've paid attention to that. I'll show you that in a hot minute. Office hours information is here. Books information is here. Meeting, a link to show you how to work to get into Blackboard Collaborate and all that good stuff is there. So lots of important stuff in this first announcement that was sent out on the morning of the first day of class. So please make sure that you've taken a look at that. I'm going to take us to course information next. So the My Instructor tab, as mentioned in that welcome announcement, here's some good things. It's how to get in touch with me. My Google Voice number, my email address, office location. I won't be there as much as normal. I think I mentioned that in the syllabus tour video. But virtual meetings are perfect. We're going to do Microsoft Teams for office hours, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Here are the links for each day. And just a little bit about me that you are welcome to read if you would like. Syllabus and journal policies. As mentioned in that welcome announcement, you'll need to mark these things reviewed. Once you do that, if you click in here, you will also see that you need to mark reviewed, specifically the syllabus. Blackboard tour video will be in this window after I'm done making it, so you'll need to make sure you go over that. So, because marking the folder reviewed, so once you mark this reviewed, it's like, okay, yeah, you've read the syllabus. But once you mark this reviewed, it tells me you've gone over the Blackboard tour, the syllabus, and you've read through those general policies. The course schedule is in here. And if you open it, this is what it looks like when you open it. I'm going to move it over here. So this is the course schedule for our entire semester. As you can see, it goes through everything for the entire semester. It's got all the weeks, all through May. Everything's in here. Everything's planned out. All the due dates are set. Everything's good to go. So you can look at this on the first day of class and know what you're supposed to do for the last day of class. I like to have things ready to go for everybody, so hopefully that is helpful. So that is when you are in here, you click on the reading breakdown in that course schedule folder. And you must mark the course schedule folder reviewed. Once you mark all these things reviewed, the syllabus and general policies folder, and the course schedule folder with our reading breakdown in it, that tells me you have read and reviewed those things. It also opens up the week's assignments for you, which is good. Because as you can see here, there it is, we have stuff due the second class meeting. So you definitely want to review those orientation materials, mark the proper things reviewed so that you can get in there and start working on the things that we have at the beginning of the following week. So just a cautionary word to you. We're going to go to weekly lessons. So as you can see, I haven't marked anything reviewed, which means all I can see is the Getting Started folder, the links to the books, and the very last week of class. So that looks pretty sparse. In the Getting Started week 1, there's an enrollment verification quiz you need to take. The information about first day that I included in the welcome announcement, I incorrectly said in the syllabus video that once you click the links to the books, you get charged. That is not true. If you have paid tuition already, you have paid for your books. So with first day access, that's how that works. So you can just simply click on the links, and I'll take you back up there in a second under weekly lessons, and you can click on the links to the books. When you click on the first one, it'll prompt you to create an account in Norton. Then you'll be put in the class. You will have access to the books. You'll have access to the inquisitive assignments that you have to do with the book software. And, well, it's online. But yeah, so you need to make sure that you click on the book link and set up your account. Because, but you don't need a code, which is great. The students who took class last semester with these books needed a code, and it was kind of a pain. And so this is a way easier way to go about this. If you want to opt out of first day, you still need to purchase the books and an access code for Inquisitive. So opting out doesn't mean, oh, I get my money back for the books, and then I don't have to get books. That's not what that means. It means you probably are going to get money back for the books and then spend more money on the books when you have to buy print copies and a code. Now, if you prefer things that way and you want them that way, that's fine. You just, as the syllabus stated, you have to do it in the first 3 calendar days. You have to inform me immediately on the first day of class, and then we'll follow the steps. But if you want the first day access, it's great. The links are there. You don't need to do anything but create an account in Norton. You have access to everything, no codes or anything. There's the first day access FAQ sheet if you need it, a primary document checklist, things to think about when reading primary sources. Again, as mentioned in our syllabus video, primary sources are sources written by the people who were alive at the time. A helpful handout on plagiarism. Is this plagiarism? It's got some examples and some things, some yes or no kind of questions. If you have questions about whether or not something is plagiarism, please ask me. Please don't assume it isn't, or don't assume that it is. If you're not sure, just let me know what you're thinking, and we can look at it together, and I'll tell you. Then there's a writing tips sheet. Those of you who took class with me last semester can probably attest to the awesomeness of this handout. It's got how to cite things. It's got how your work site is going to look for your paper. It's got tips on having more concise writing, cutting out unnecessary words, getting rid of passive voice, which is not a fan of that. So it's a really good handout. I strongly suggest you take a look at it. And then there's a guide for editing an essay, because we are going to have a rough draft workshop later in the semester. So you'll use that handout for that. So that's everything in the getting started for the first day kind of deal. Then if you see under weekly lessons, like I said, we've got books. So if you click on a book link, you'll be prompted to sign in. So I'm going to sign in. That's where you'll create your account right there. And then bam, if I select the student set, where are you? There you are. So you'll get placed in this set. Once you do it through the Blackboard links, once you click on that and create an account, you'll get placed in here, and boom, there are all the chapters of the books and all that magical stuff. So definitely do that. You can set up an account, and you click on this one, and once you sign in with your account for that one, you're in. Boom, everything's good. When you go to inquisitive links, boom, you click on those to do them, everything's good. So that's all you can see right now until you mark those things reviewed. So I'm going to exit the preview and go back to the weekly lessons, so that I can actually dive into one and show you what it's like in the folder. So you can see everything's done already for the entire semester, but you couldn't see anything before because I hadn't marked anything reviewed. So let's just go into week 2 for funsies. So a note about lecture outlines and notes. The lecture outlines and notes are all shared through OneDrive. So let's click into Tuesday's lecture materials. This will be the second time we meet. And so you've got a lecture outline on Reconstruction and the Meaning of Freedom. It's going to open up in a new tab here. What you'll need to do is download your own copy before you make any changes. If you make any changes in here, it's going to make changes for everybody, so you don't want to do that. Now, this is an optional tool for note-taking. You do not have to use this. That being said, if you take a look at any exam study guides, they're a list of keywords from lecture outlines. So in terms of note-taking purposes and preparing for exams, you may want to have these on a Word document while you're going through lecture and while you're reading, and jot down notes about them as you go, because it'll make studying for the test a whole lot easier. So same deal with the notes. So this one, notes. So again, that's Reconstruction. As you can see, I have notes to myself. Then there's a file, download a copy. I'm not sure why the two are different in that way, but that's how they are. So you'll want to download a copy before you do anything. And then you have videos. So you'll watch lecture videos before coming to our Collaborate meetings. And then we'll have our meetings will be primarily discussion and activities and doing history. So we're going to talk about stuff. I don't want you to sit there for 45 minutes listening to me speaking to a webcam. The idea of that bores me, so I can only imagine that it would put you all in a coma. So, yeah, we're not doing that. So let's go back into week 2. So some weeks you'll have a Tuesday folder and a Thursday folder. That's just for the lecture materials. So for Tuesday, you also need to read the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments of the Constitution. You'll also have a how to use inquisitive that's due Tuesday before class. And then we get into Thursday. So Thursday, again, the lecture notes, outlines, and videos are in that folder. You need to make sure you do everything as specified on that reading breakdown for class that day. You have a reading. This has instructions on how to access the reading for next Thursday. It's really, it's not going to work if you're not on campus. The links don't work. So what you need to do is go through the library website. These are step-by-step instructions, and there are going to be others through History Study Center that you'll need to follow these instructions for. You have analyzing primary sources and secondary sources. This is a textbook software activity. So you'll be taken into our class when you click on this link, and you'll do the analyzing primary source documents activity, and then you'll do the analyzing secondary source documents activity. It will help you become better at historical analysis. And then the study guide is already in there because in week 4 we're going to have our first exam. So that's weekly lessons. That's what each week roughly looks like. If we go into, I'm just going to find another random one just to show you. So this has one topic for the week and weeks with 2 topics. That's why it's broken up: Tuesday lecture materials, Thursday lecture materials. If we're doing the same topic all week, like we're doing the 20s, the entire week 7, it's one topic broken up into 2 days. So everything's in just in there. And we've got part 1, part 2 with the lecture outline, videos, and then there's an inquisitive that's going to be due. So if you, once you've created your account in Norton, once you click on the inquisitive link, it takes you in there and boom, you're ready to start. So you won't have this window because you're not the instructor, but it'll have a start window. So that's how that works. And that is weekly lessons. When you are ready to meet on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we meet at 11 a.m. You'll click collaboration, you'll click Blackboard Collaborate Ultra, and you will click into the classroom, and you'll click join course room, and it will take you to class. Hooray! So that's how that works. Every Tuesday and Thursday, be sure to be in class promptly like you would be in the room in your seat on time. I think e-text and course resources is the only other tab. I put the book links in here as well. They work in that weekly lessons folder. They work in here. It doesn't matter where you first click from as long as it's in our Blackboard shell, so either place is fine. I just like to have basically things everywhere so that there's no reason why you can't find anything. And then you got first day access here, and then that note that was in the welcome announcement and in the getting started folder. So it's here as well. The links to the books and that handout on FAQs for first day access. So that is the Blackboard shell. And then you've got some tabs up at the top here. So a campus safety tab, important to read if you're going to be on campus. Blackboard help tab for how to get Jolt support if you need help with Blackboard. Let's see. And then student academic and technical resources is another important one too. So more Jolt information, but then you've also got tutoring help, academic skills center stuff, all very helpful. I will say, if you feel like you need tutoring in the class, please contact me first and we can talk about what you're struggling with. And if I can help you, that's great. And if you need more help than just me, that's when we talk to the Academic Skills Center. But then we have a better idea of what you need to talk about and focus on, because they are awesome. They just don't teach this class. So they might not know exactly what's expected. So if you talk to me first, we can kind of figure out a game plan and then we can get you set up the way you need to be set up. So that, my friends, is that. As always, well, it's the first day of class, but I say this all the time, so you'll probably get used to it. If you have any questions, please let me know. And that is the conclusion of the Blackboard tour video. I look forward to seeing you all via Blackboard Collaborate on our first day of class at 11 a.m.